as Gen AI continues to reshape the way we work, how do you see it transforming the modern user interface? What are the potential implications of this particular application of AI in the industrial sector?
Sure. Yeah. So two key concepts come to my mind when I think about that, and one is Gen UI, and the other one is subtractive manufacturing. And I'll go into both of those briefly here. So Gen UI is a new term. To be honest with you, I don't know if it's going to gain traction or not, but it's helped, at least in my mind, really thinking about how we can leverage Gen AI's ability to code and configure to bring custom user interface capabilities to users. I'm thinking of like Microsoft Copilot Pages. They just launched a newish feature there, and in many ways, it's like macro recording. You probably know about macro recording, some of the more advanced capabilities in some editors and such. And this is that on steroids, right? Where you can imagine asking the AI to build you buttons and forms and fields, graphs, charts that are custom for your particular workflows. And that's amazing. That's almost magical. There are downsides to it, right? Like not everybody would have the same user interface, right? Customers would have their own user interface that's tailored for them. There's upsides and downsides to that. But that's pretty amazing. I think that's a huge way that we'll see the technology of user interface change, besides just the obvious of natural language. And the other one is subtractive manufacturing. And stick with me on this one because it's a bit of a reach, I think. But in my mind, there's kind of two in the family tree of manufacturing. There's like two main types of manufacturing. There's additive and subtractive manufacturing. When we're talking about non-biologics and things, we're talking about physical items. And so much of our user interface up till now, like as humanity, so much of our user interface up till now has been around additive manufacturing. You open up an application, whether that's Photoshop or Word or PowerPoint or whatever text editor, and it's empty. It's a blank sheet of paper, and we kind of build from there. And that's been necessary and very comfortable, I think, largely because if you get too much data on the screen, if you start with everything and then you have to pare it down, man, you really need good tooling to pull that off in a comfortable way. Like you need to be able to wield with power that kind of data. And I suspect that with a lot of the advances that we've had, including AI, that we've kind of crested over the hump in terms of being able to wield that data pretty successfully. So I think one of the trends that I see coming up is companies building user interfaces where there is a lot of data on the screen in the beginning, and then it's pared down through filtering and manipulation and such. And the advantage of this is that users can see immediately the kind of changes that they're making. They don't have to go through a wizard type workflow and then say, oh, that's not what I wanted, and then go back and then start again. They can more iteratively move on that type of data. It's not just AI technologies that are going to fuel this in my mind, but AI is a big contributor.
Okay, and I think that I agree with you that Gen AI it's at least a major component of the new UI is probably the biggest impact I'm seeing as I talk to not just Seeq, but I kind of just got off some calls with supply chain vendors and the way they're really thinking about, because they have incredibly complex systems that need PhDs, right, to kind of go and configure them. And they're totally rethinking their approach and how to build or assemble or decompose, if you prefer the subtractive analogy, their UIs to take advantage of this technology. So thanks for those thoughts on the general, no pun intended, application of Gen AI to the UI problem.